This is Clarence Crisis Update 2. Just want to give you guys a quick update and also provide some more details about what's happened. To back up just a little bit, on about the 19th of February, local law enforcement sealed off the north end of our town. They searched a lot of properties up there, and they wouldn't permit people to go onto their property or to use the road. The roads were blocked off. I tried to get to my property. I was told I couldn't use the road by a sheriff's deputy up there. Some of the other people in town actually went up there who owned property and offered to let them into the buildings with keys and things if it was necessary, and they told them to get lost. They went ahead and just entered what they wanted to. We didn't really know what was going on. We suspected it was a meth lab raid. Later on, we were told that they found a pipe bomb in the home of kind of a local druggie guy, and that was what it was all about. But they came back about a week later, almost exactly a week later, and they did the same thing on the south end of town. They basically just came in there in force, knocked on people's doors. They were waiting for some people when their children got off the school bus. They threatened them with criminal prosecution if they didn't let them into their homes. One fellow had some of his weapons seized from his home. Another woman, in the aftermath of all this, had her children. She was actually threatened that if she did not cooperate, her children would be taken away by DCFS. There were cell phones seized in these homes. And I want to go back and kind of emphasize what those of you who don't know, about half the homes in a little community of Clarence actually have at least one member of our organization, and some of them have more than one. We've come to suspect that it's possible that this whole pipe bomb situation was either used as a pretext or that it was solely as a pretext to go after our organization. And it's been just downright horrifying. Some of our members have felt like they needed to hide, to get away from these people for a while, to keep their families safe. And, you know, this is something we've had obviously no involvement with. This isn't anything we've had anything to do with. They've just used this as a pretense to crack down on our whole town, basically. So people have been terrorized, and I have a hard time putting into words the experience of some of the families. Being deprived of a mom, or I mean the threat of being deprived of your mom, you know, children, fathers who feel like for the safety of their family they can't go home. You know, the threat of violence, these armed men just running all over town, doing as they please, kicking in doors and trespassing on property and seizing people's property, cell phones, guns, whatever. It's been horrific. It's been truly horrific. Some of the residents have been subjected to polygraph tests. It's really been a bad situation. And we're calling out for freedom-loving people everywhere to please come and help us. We need to at least have some kind of protest to show that this doesn't stand in America. You know, we're living in a country now where the FBI dares even to wiretap the president, where the Justice Department doesn't respond to the results of the election. We've got these people coming after us. You know, we're just regular folks, working people. There's nothing special about our community except that we have the same rights that all Americans do. And those rights have been trampled underfoot. People have definitely been terrorized by the law enforcement response to this supposed pipe bomb situation, whatever it might be. You know, I've had some people who have written me and say, what do we need to do to help? Well, we need to have some kind of protest movement to come out of this whole situation. That's what we really need. Some way that we can speak back to this and say, hey, this is not acceptable. You don't come into our communities and threaten our mothers. You don't come in here and threaten our fathers. You don't come in here and threaten people. You don't seize their guns. You don't seize their cell phones. You don't just run wild over a whole town. Yeah, maybe it's a small town. Maybe it's a kind of a little hick place, but we have the same rights everybody else does. And people have a right to belong to our organization if they want to. You can read what we believe on our website. You know, there's some kind of inflammatory language on there, but if you read what we're really about, it shouldn't be controversial to any Americans. We stand against corruption. We stand against the regulation, the taxation that's taken over this country, the political correctness, just plain socialism that's creeping in everywhere we look, and doesn't really seem to respond to election results. You know, we talk in there about armed resistance, and when you understand what we mean by armed resistance, it's just what our forefathers did. But I think the real key to this whole situation is that they became aware of our organization. They became aware that it was gaining some power and some traction, and that in our little community actually represented a lot of the people. And they decided to crush that, to put an end to that by terrorizing the people. And that just absolutely cannot stand. So I'm going to ask you, my friends, to stand with us, Clarence, Illinois. If you're interested in joining us, if you're interested in coming on board with the protest, then please email us at illinoispatriot@protonmail.com. And we're going to ask you to use email, that email in particular. It's foreign-based. Some of our people have been shut out of their own email accounts. The phones that got taken compromised those email accounts, and I know that we're going to have agents provocateur that are going to try to, blow this up and make it into something. I'm old enough to understand, what happens when you have a situation like this. But we just need to respond to this in an appropriate, measured way, and I'm asking for all your help to do that. Once again, the email is illinoispatriot@protonmail.com, and if you want to read our writings on our website, you can find that at www.patriotfreedomfighters.com. You'll find that information there, a lot more information. There's not really a lot about the crisis, but as far as our organization is all about, what we believe in, you'll find those things there. And keep watching for updates on here. We'll try to do it if we can. It's kind of hard sometimes to make contact with the situation, but we'll do the best we can to keep you informed. I really want to say that I want to send out my best wishes to all the families that have suffered through this thing. It's been miserable for lots of people, and some hard decisions have had to be made, and I know that's really been tough on folks. And we try to communicate the best we can, but sometimes it's not possible. So thanks again, and we'll be looking for your support.